today's Toy Spot, we are having a look at the Mattel Batman v Superman DC Comics Multiverse, looking today at Nightmare Batman. No, Spot did not forget covering the Batman v Superman figures. I didn't stop. I just actually I got a little sidetracked on other things, but I knew I was going to go back and finish the Grapnel Blaster replica. I'm excited to get that finished. So we're going to have a look at the remaining figures that make up building the Grapnel Blaster. So we have Nightmare Batman, though not appearing very long in the movie. I'm sure everybody has seen the movie by now. Nightmare Batman comes with a series of batarangs, his goggles, and the very necessary piece for the Grapnel Blaster. Spin around the back of the package. The collect and connect of all 8 figures will give you this. This right here. This. And unfortunately, it looks like I'm still not going to be able to really do anything with it, as I don't have Lex Luthor at the time that we're shooting this video. So in the meantime, I have this component. Basically, I'm missing this section right here, and I'm missing this section right here. Sneaky, sneaky Mattel. Keep the last components for the last 2 figures that wouldn't be released until after. And that is the that demon bat creature, and then Lex Luthor. Still no, a little hair there, still no Doomsday. Doomsday should have been the Build-A-Figure, not this. At any rate, the other figures available would have been Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Armored Batman, Lex Luthor, Nightmare Batman, the Demon Bat, or Bat Creature, and Aquaman. Contents: 1 figure, 1 accessory. Spot's going to take a break and get this opened up. When we come back, though, we're going to get a better look at the DC Comics Multiverse, Batman v Superman, Nightmare Batman. There's more anyway, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Your collect and connect piece that will come included with Nightmare Batman is this. It's the bottom barrel, so to speak, of what will attach to the top part of the Grapnel Blaster. Unfortunately, this is what we have to work with right now. This, and of course the additional hooks that we saw with the variant Batman and Superman, that's all we have to work with. So, I mean, you can get something to about that. That's about what we can work with right now. And I mentioned this on a couple of videos. I'll mention it again in this video. I understand that the idea with the company is to sell toys. And I'm doing this because they want to, of course, to get this part, you have to get the final 2 figures. But at least they should have made the sequence and releases of the figures based on what you could actually build. This part could have also been something included with Lex Luthor or the Bat Monster, as you could have then finished everything else and then added these onto it. Hasbro as well has done this with their Marvel Legends line, where I think one that stands out to me, oh no, it was the Justice Buster. The Justice Buster gave you components that you couldn't finish possibly until you got the last 2 figures. And so basically you just have all these little loose pieces sitting everywhere until you get the last 2 pieces. You know, with the Justice Buster, you could have got a torso, the lower waist, and then you could have added the arms to it, so that the last 2 figures maybe were arms, or something where you already had something somewhat finished, so you don't end up having all these loose pieces sitting around waiting for the last final figures. Drives me bananas. Anyways, moving that to the side, let's have a look at Nightmare Batman, who also comes included with a pair of goggles that you can take and put onto his head. Just like that. Sits very snugly, but you can get it onto Batman's head like that. And he also comes with a series of really embarrassing looking batarangs. They're rubbery and they have warped considerably just by sheer having it in packaging. So you might want to warm these bad boys up to try to get them to level out. Unfortunately, they are extremely warped. And it's not really even a section where you can fit into his hand. I mean, there's not really. No, there's not even like a little notch or anything either. So you can put it in Batman's more open hand, which really sits better for something like a blaster, which he doesn't actually come with. Comes in instead just a series of really ridiculous looking batarangs. And anyways, you get 3 of those, and I'm sure I'm going to lose those, so I'm just going to put those to the side, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we're not going to lose those. Okay, so having a look at the figure, this would be also a prime opportunity for me to have had the standard release basic Batman, Nightmare Batman, side by side. And unfortunately, I don't know where I put him. For the life of me, I do not know where I put him. But this is also one of those examples, like the Wonder Woman, where I almost feel like the basic figure was a better figure than this one right here. Sure, this one has the additional posability, but that's really about it. I guess proportionally he's a little bit accurate too, because the more basic figure had big hands, big arms, if you remember those figures. This one proportionally looks a little bit better, but I have to admit though, I think the other figure was a better looking Batman, at least Nightmare Batman. Let's have a look at his face. Right there. Let's have a look at his face. It's basically utilizing the same Batman head sculpt, although it's now incorporating, well, the same Batman head sculpt as the other Multiverse Batman. Although the shading is slightly different. Got more of a kind of a dustier looking wash that they've added to the lower. I guess the top part is more still dark, but like this area right here seems to have a lighter, almost washed out look, but it's intentional because I'm sure they're trying to incorporate that. It looks like he's more dusty. We open up his trench coat, which is a rubbery plastic. He's got his scarf inside there, or it's kind of that little scarf area there that he wears over his face. The bat emblem. He's got his utility belt. And instead of his full bat outfit, he only has the top Batman outfit. The lower bottom half, though, is more kind of like an army pant style of lower pant area. Lower pant area. It's an interesting look for Batman, especially for a movie release of Batman, because you don't ever see Batman looking like this, which actually is a testament to Batman v Superman. I'm also looking forward to the ultimate release of Batman v Superman, which I think comes out in mid-July. Other than that, though, it's not a bad figure. The back, it's got a little bit of a darker shading that they've added to the back. This whole area, this whole trench coat is rubbery as well. Very, very rubbery. I don't feel as if like the side sleeves almost match the same coloring as his trench coat. The trench coat seems like it's lighter than the side sleeves of the jacket. This happens a lot too. You'll accidentally bang the goggles on Batman there. It's a good Batman, but I have to admit, I feel like the basic figure of Batman in Nightmare mode was a little bit better. When it comes to his posability, Batman's head is on a ball joint, and yes, the goggles will move when you move the head. Shoulders hinge out, as well as a full rotation all the way around. It does have a bend in the elbow, and it's very concealed. It doesn't really give you much bend hinge movement, because like the cuff, the rolled up cuff, stops around the area where the hinge is. So that's a little on the disappointing side. Not that you're going to do much elbow bending, I suppose. There's a rotation in the wrist, a crunch in his torso. He does have a waist. I thought he did have a waist swivel. There we go. It's just a little on the tight side. As for the legs forward and back movement hinge out. He has a bend in the knee, which it looks a little weird when you start bending Batman's leg, because all of a sudden it looks like his leg's been cut right off. Just clean off. He's got this big stump showing. So you can almost even make it look like Batman's lost his leg, although we should not joke about that. Finally, when it comes to his feet are on just an ankle rock. There's no pivot or anything like that. And he also has peg holes on the undersides of his feet, though he doesn't come with any sort of display stand. Again, like the movie wasn't as good as I had hoped. I'm looking forward to getting the ultimate version and having a look at that. I hope it's going to turn out a lot better from what I've heard so far. It's going to be a really good version of the Batman movie, even better, and really as the definitive Batman v Superman movie to check out, a lot better than the theatrical. Regarding this figure, I feel like this figure almost is like the theatrical release of Batman, and that the better Batman, surprisingly enough, is the more basic Batman that we've already had a look at. Still, if you're looking for a more posable figure that's going to fit in scale with the other Batman v Superman figures, this guy's it. But the figures as a whole, as a overall impression of the multiverse figures from Batman v Superman, they were okay. And this guy is just okay. Today's toy spot, though, we were having a look at the DC Comics Multiverse Batman v Superman, and we were looking at Nightmare Batman. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more toy spots heading your way. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time.